Voters out in California are preparing to head to the polls in a heated primary on Tuesday. A crowded field for the state's gubernatorial race is making it pretty unpredictable. The Republican candidates have been pushing for an upset, as whoever makes the top two would then advance to the general election. That's putting pressure on Democrats to unite behind a candidate. But the AP reports, they say this: Democrats have been returning their ballots at a slower pace than normal after a chaotic campaign full of surprises with no clear frontrunner. Let me now bring in Tyler O'Neill, senior editor of the Daily Signal. Tyler, good morning to you. Just for starters, what do you make of Democrats reportedly struggling for enthusiasm as this race now winds down?
Yeah, good morning. I don't find that surprising in the least. When we're looking at, a fractured party over there with the Democrats in this race, different candidates have their own weaknesses and vulnerabilities. I mean, right now, Javier Becerra is leading in the polls, but Becerra, was in the Biden administration and was connected to many of the most radical pushes of that administration in his role at HHS. And then you have Tom Steyer, who the AP interviewed a very interesting Democratic voter who expressed frustration that it seems the Democrats only have a billionaire who is able to run against a very establishment figure like Becerra. And so this frustrated voter said, I'm still going to vote for Steyer because I don't want my vote to be wasted. But there's a real sense that neither leading candidate is energizing voters.
Yeah, and you take a look at that lineup here, and we have this recent Decision Desk HQ poll that found Republican Steve Hilton and Democrat Javier Becerra. I mean, you look at the numbers here, nearly tied in the lead, with Steyer closely behind. Do you think there's any chance at all we end up seeing a Republican candidate at the top of the ticket come November?
It is possible. I think frustrations are stronger in Los Angeles, where I would look for a little bit more of a chance of a Republican victory. California as a whole, the state, they're struggling with many different issues related to Democratic governance under Gavin Newsom. They have a large fraud problem that they're dealing with. But at the same time, I don't find it likely that California goes red in November.
Yeah. You bring up Los Angeles. I also wanted to ask you about the mayor's race there that we've been talking heavily about. New polling in the Los Angeles mayor's race showing Mayor Karen Bass narrowly leading her two main opponents. Politico is calling Bass vulnerable now. But we know that Newsom just came forward, pretty 11th hour here, gave her his endorsement. Does his backing move the needle at all for her?
His backing may help. I mean, the real interesting thing is, can Spencer Pratt get enough support among voters to edge Nithya Raman out? Because Raman, it's a very interesting race because Raman was a Bass ally. She actually endorsed Bass at the beginning of this race. But Spencer Pratt really represents an entirely different approach to governance, more conservative, more looking at key issues like the drug and the substance abuse problems in Los Angeles that's contributing to homelessness. He's taking the approach that the root issue there is not homelessness, but drug addiction. And he has a very aggressive push to fight drug addiction in order to get at homelessness. Yeah. And I think if Angelinos want a really different approach than the status quo, Spencer Pratt's probably the one they want to be looking at.
Yeah, but his candidacy is pretty interesting, though, because as he has celebrity, and he comes with some celebrity backing who usually aren't in bed with Republicans, but he's also seen as Trumpian. I'm curious at the end of the day, will that lessen his chances and kind of backfire on him in the race?
Yeah, it probably is a weakness for him there in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he has these very viral ads where, he has in the voice of Angelinos. And I think these might have been made by AI, but the Angelinos are grilling next to each other. It's a bunch of dads, and they're like, I'm not MAGA, but And, they're talking about the real issues that Angelinos are facing and the way that Spencer Pratt brings a different perspective than the status quo. I think that's a very powerful, resonant ad.
Some interesting ads. I mean, outside of his trailer portraying Los Angeles as Gotham City, his ads have been making waves. We're going to follow both of these races quite closely, of course. Tyler O'Neill, thank you so much for hopping on with me early on a Friday morning.
Yeah, thanks for having me.